living my dream. Live it up, live it up. I understand you a 2000 baby and you kinda wild. Live it up, live it up.
What's up, Monte Gang? It's your boy, JT. Hey, it's your boy, JT. Hey, it's your boy, JT. And I'm back again with another freaking video. So today, man, listen, we about to be talking about my favorite team, the Carolina Panthers, man. We about to talk about the free agency, what they need to do, what they need to get better at. Man, if you're a new returner to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. Go check out my last video, Where Have I Been? Talk about my clothing brand, talk about marriage, talk about each and everything that goes on in my life and that means so much to me, that where have I been? I've been on this 40-day consecration, getting closer with God. That's why I really haven't been on social media. I've been posting here and there, but as far as YouTube, I'm trying to get my stuff together, get my mind together. My clothing brand, I got that in the works, man. And I got a lot of things cooking up, man. Just trying to be prepared and just ready for the storm that God bringing me in and bringing me out. Like he's gonna bless me in so many ways that you can't even imagine. But here, man, listen. This is, if y'all new return to subscribe to the channel, man. Not gonna hold y'all up too long. We about to tap into this video because this video is gonna be very, 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 very interesting, man. Listen. All right, so number one, man, Carolina Panthers offseason master plan. So 4 people that the Carolina Panthers need to re-sign, in my opinion. Number 4, I'm going to go with Nick Scott. Number 4, Nick Scott. Nick Scott got a lot of flack in the beginning of the season because he was missing assignments, missing tackling, getting bad penalties. But in the back half of the season, he played, I think, one of the most important positions on the team on defense. And he was a very key component of our defense. He made beautiful tackles. He made stops. Nick Scott was very serviceable for us. And I think I even gave Nick Scott flack on my Twitter when I remember we was going against the Patriots and it was like first quarter and he made a not a good decision hit that gave 15 yards. And I was like, Nick Scott, man, you're horrible. But that's just me in the moment as a fan. Looking at the totality of the season, Nick Scott, he had a hell of a season. He had over 100 tackles. He made plays when they needed to be played, and he was one of the most consistent bodies on the team that played through the season. And I am so glad that Nick Scott was a Panther this year. I think we should re-sign him to a 2-year deal, probably $10 million, $12 million. Bring him back and let him initiate that back end that we have secured with Trevon Moehrig, J.C. Horn, and Mike Jackson. Also, my hitting gym for the Panthers is coming up as well. I'm going to do that as well in this video, but Nick Scott is number 4 on my list. Number 3 re-sign on my list, Christian Roseboom. I know Christian Roseboom got a lot of flack for Carolina because the linebackers wasn't very good, and to each his own, definitely. And we had linebackers rotating out the lineup. Trevon Wallace missed the majority of the season. We got Chris Barnes, who was a great pickup off the practice squad, and he's helped us out. Claude Sherlis, who I think deserves a lengthy contract with the Panthers because he played some good football, backing up those guys that were out injured. And I think that's definitely Bam. Martin Scott, got to give him a shout-out, special teams. But the reason why I think Christian Roseboom should be signed, we brought him in on a 1-year deal from the Rams, who were their highest leading tackler. I think Christian Roseboom, that back half of the season, he was very well. The first half of the season, he wasn't really making plays. But I would tell you this is when it turned around. I think that jet scheme, when I watched Christian Roseboom play very well, he made tackles sideline to sideline, dropping back in coverage, the interception he catch in that deciding game against Tampa Bay on that Monday night. He made some hell of a plays in the pocket, just moving his feet, making beautiful tackles instead of going high. He going low, wrapping up, making sure he hold in case the second man get him down. But Christian Roseboom was definitely, I think he proved that he deserves to be re-signed to Carolina. In my personal opinion, that's what I think needs to happen. He definitely deserves a 3-year deal. 3-year deal, $21 million, $7 million a year. I think he deserves it because he has been a good addition to the team. And I think we could go in other directions. I'm gonna list later in the video, but I think if you want to keep a core together and have some depth at that linebacker position, I think you get him re-signed. The second player I have on the list, Cade Mays. Cade Mays is so important to the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna tell you why. Cade Mays is so important for the Panthers because he brings some type of He brings some type of energy to this team, and I love the fact that Carolina went out and got him from New York. Last year, him and Bryce Young clicked in that second half of the season when he started at center and went back and forth from center to guard. Austin Corbett was the originally center, but Austin Corbett, I like Austin Corbett. I think he should stay at guard. He shouldn't be a center because it was too many times he got blow past, he got rushed by. A guard position is definitely in the interior where he do the dirty work. I think that's where he should be permanently at. I think we should give Cade Mays a 4-year deal worth $20 million because he deserves it, because he has helped Bryce Young out in so many ways, protect him in the pocket, helping him extend plays. There was a play we had in a playoff game. We were down 17-7 against the Rams. Bryce Young drops back. Jared Verse, he moved. They switched it at the end of the second. He moved to the inside, tried to get some wiggle room against Cade Mays. Bryce Young had a little gap. That little gap that Cade Mays create, Bryce Young stepped up in the pocket and ran it for a 14-yard touchdown. But I think Cade Mays is definitely, he's a current part on that offensive line. We got Robert Hunt healthy and coming back. Hopefully he can stay healthy for the majority of the season. We got Austin Corbett. Ike Ekwonu went down. Maybe we can get some depth at that. I think we should also re-sign Jake Kernum, who was also, every guy that was on that line, I think they deserve to get re-signed. Damian Lewis missed some games too. So it's all about staying injury-free for our offensive line for us to protect our franchise quarterback in Bryce Young. The number one person that deserves to get re-signed for the Carolina Panthers, and this is a no-brainer, Jalen Coker. I think Jalen Coker deserves a 4-year deal worth $52 million, or 5 years, $75 million. The reason why I say that, because Jalen Coker is one of the best receivers on the team. Outside of Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker is reliable. He catches everything his way. He has his athleticism to go up and make catches. His catch radius in the media, and where he do his dirty work at, I love the fact that Bryce Young hits him in the 10 to 15 mark, the intermediate routes. The posts, the digs, the slants, the crossers, the comebacks. Like, Jalen Coker, the sluggles. Jalen Coker is one of the best receivers, most underrated receivers for the Carolina Panthers because he gets overlooked. In that playoff game, he went 9 catches for 100 yards, over 100 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Like, Jalen Coker, before Ted McMillan got there, Jalen Coker was the best receiver on the team. He was undrafted out of Holy Cross. We gave him a chance. I think his breakout game, I think, in my opinion, was versus New Orleans last year, where he just made, when Bryce Young got benched and it was Bryce Young's second game back, Coker made some big catches, some big blocks, and he also does the dirty work too. He can take it with the best of them. I love Coker. He's a great sideline catcher, and he is one of the, I will say, he's one of the most underrated. He's definitely one of the best pass catchers in the league, in my opinion, and that's what I think. He is gonna be something special for Carolina. If we're able to keep that core guys together, as in T-Mac, Coker, Bryce, and XL, the sky's the limit. We just need more consistency. And that's my next thing, my next topic I'm going to get into about the Carolina Panthers. For 2026, the Carolina Panthers, once you get in the season, I think the thing that they need to focus on is consistency. We can't have this up and hill down battle where we win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. This happened for like almost 10 weeks. Like, no winning streak. None. I think our last winning streak was, before that, we had a winning streak versus the Jets and the Falcons where we won 2 games in a row. But other than that, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's not good. And I would say this, Bryce Young gets a lot of flack, and rightfully so, because he's really not consistent, but he's a franchise quarterback. And he's proven The one thing I want Bryce trying to work on, don't play down to your competition. Play up to your competition. Because I've seen Bryce Young going against Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford. I've seen him going against the top dogs. Baker Mayfield. I've seen him going against the top dogs. And rightfully so, sometimes I'll play them. But I've also seen him going against the Tyler Shucks, the Michael Penix Jr., the Tyler Shucks of the world, the Justin Fields of the world, Kyler Murray's of the world. Like, quarterbacks who are still trying to prove themselves, you play down to your competition. Like, you got to have more consistency. And Dave Canales, I'm not letting you off the hook neither. You have to have this team better prepared for games. Like, it's a blessing and a curse, you know? You got to have this team prepared to go. I think in the preseason, they need to at least play every preseason game, they need to play at least a quarter or two just to get the offensive flow. Because this last preseason, they didn't play none. And then when we got against Jacksonville, that first drive, we kicked a field goal. It was a good drive. But after that, it was not pretty good. Bryce threw an interception. Xavier Legette, like, it wasn't good. So Dave Canales had to have his team better prepared. I think the thing is, shout out to Chris Lee and Dennis Cox for saying this on 99, the Panthers playbook. We need to find a way to stop being so predictable. Because on first down, you know you're going to run it up the middle. Second down, you know you're going to get a short pass. And then if you keep putting yourself in third down and long, that's not a recipe for success. In that Super Bowl, when the Patriots played the Seahawks, they couldn't move the ball, the Patriots, and they kept putting themselves in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10s. You keep putting yourself in third and longs, it's not going to be a good day for you. But that's what I think. You got to be more consistency on that side of the ball, and that's definitely a priority that Carolina has to maintain. Let's get into this next topic. Let's talk about Xavier Legette. I know a lot of people, as a Panther fan, want to get him cut, want to go get Alec Pierce. Well, that would be cool. Romeo Dobbs, got Tyreek Hill in free agency, got a lot of people. But if we're looking to keep our young guys in core together, if I'm Dan Morgan, I'm looking at it like hold on now. This fairly very young team almost walked the Rams down and almost knocked them out of the playoffs. I want to keep this young core together. And yes, Xavier Legette has to be better. But I think Bryce Young is the key component to all this because he has to play well. Like, there's no way around it. Bryce got to be better. Bryce, you got to be better. And I love Bryce Young. I'm the leader of the Bryce Young club, but Xavier Legette, there have been times where there was a game against Tampa Bay where we played them when we won 20-23. Xavier Legette had a catch on third down early in the game and dropped it in the middle of the field. Like, those catches, they're routine catches that you have to catch. And I know he's a late first-round pick, but he has to be better. He has to be better as the leading receiver of one of the younger guys on the team now, going to be more experienced. I think that he has, going into year 3, he has to develop this mentality like, I got to go get it, bro. Like, if Xavier Legette can get it going and find some type of consistency to be better in the pass game, be better in the run game, that opened up so much more in our offense. That opened up Jimmy Horn Jr. to get more opportunities. they're going to double T-Mac because they know he's the rookie of the year. They know the game plan is coming in to give Tedero McMillan the football. Now you got Jalen Coker. If Xavier Legette wins, that opened up so much. That opened up the play-action game for Bryce Young to throw the ball freely down the field. Open up the run game with Chuba Hubbard. And I think that's the main thing I'm looking at. I think Xavier Legette, he should stay on the team. But if we're looking to replace him, I know some options to replace him. But I think just by him being insinuated with those guys and just being that core, just keeping that young core together, bro. And I think we have so much to improve on. When you're young, you don't know what you have to prove because nobody expected you to be here. Like, nobody expected the Carolina Panthers to be in the playoffs in 2026. I had expectations because I thought the Panthers were going to go 10-7 in 2026. We went 8-9 and we made the playoffs. Like, and a lot of people were complaining that a 12-win or 11-win team made it to the playoffs, and how come they didn't give a whole game? Division winner gets a home game. So shut up to all you motherfuckers out there that got something to say about the Panthers making the playoffs and the Rams got more wins. It doesn't matter. When the Seahawks made it to the playoffs in 2010, 2009 with a 7-9 record and beat the Super Bowl champion Saints. Tom Brady made it to the playoffs in 2020 or 2021 with an 8-9 record against the and nobody said shit. So I don't want to hear those excuses. Because Carolina, we've been here before. 2014, Cam Newton, rookie Kelvin Benjamin, 7-8-1, made it to the playoffs. Beat the Arizona Cardinals in the wild card round. And lost to the Seattle Seahawks in the divisional. My next topic I'm going to talk about, y'all. I'm going to cover a lot of things in this, man. My 10 top free agent signing that the Carolina Panthers should try to attack. I'm going to start from 10 to 1. Number 10 on my list, Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce adds a dynamic, just like I was talking about the Xavier Legette thing. Alec Pierce is the opposite. He creates space. He has a little bit of speed on him. He's good in that intermediate routes. He's kind of like a Jalen Coker, but a little bit bigger. And he can help the passing game out for Bryce Young so quickly because we need some short, quick games, some court passes, somebody who can break some tackles. He's good in that 15 to 20 yards range. Bryce can hit him in the post, the sluggles, the digs, the slants, the holy crossers across the middle. Like Alec Pierce, and he is a great fit that will add a perfect fit to the Carolina Panthers. And I think Alec Pierce reminds me of the Adam Thielen. They can play outside, but they're mostly deadly in the slot. And I think that would be good for Carolina because you got Ted McMillan on the outside. You got Alec Pierce in the slot. That would be a good pickup for Carolina. And he gets some consistency at the wide receiver position. My number 9 free agent signing that the Carolina Panthers should consider. Russell Wilson. The reason why I say that Russell Wilson deserves to be a Carolina Panther, I know he's out of his prime, but we need a backup quarterback that can come in. If Bryce Young gets injured, like for instance, that game last year versus Buffalo where Bryce got injured, Andy Dalton came in, he played horrible. He did it the year before against the Raiders, and then he got the Falcons, and we lost at home. And I think Russell Wilson will be a better fit because he's relatable to Bryce Young. They're damn near the same size. Athleticism are the same. And they have the beautiful minds. Dave Canales, Russell Wilson relationship in Seattle. Pete Carroll, coaching tree. You get what I'm saying? We just helped what's the offensive coordinator, the pass game coordinator that we just got from Jacksonville. He was with Dave Canales in Seattle when Russell Wilson was going to those Super Bowls and those championship games and those runs he was putting together. But I think that's another good signing. We'll have some consistency at the backup. And we need somebody who's going to mentally challenge Bryce. Because Andy Dalton, I know he's giving him game and giving him advice. Who can get the best out of Bryce Young? Who can push him to that next level? Like, I want to see less games where Bryce Young throw for under 150 yards and 1 touchdown and we lose and we win. I want to see more games of Bryce Young throwing 29 of 42. 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. More games like the Atlanta game. More games like the Rams game. I want to see him more games like the Buccaneers game, managing the game, throwing the football down the field, putting his imprint on the game. You need somebody who can relate to Bryce Young. The next person on the list, I got Jalen Thompson, the free safety. If Nick Scott doesn't stay, I think Jalen Thompson will be a good replacement because he's a great tackler for the Arizona Cardinals. He's good in coverage. He's a hard-hitting safety who was next to Budda Baker. I think the next year that the person I think that's going to solidify that safety spot for Carolina Panthers, besides on the other side, we got Lathan Ransom, the rookie out of Ohio State. He's showing flashes, and he's a dog. We got Trevon Moehrig, who might be who's top 5 in safeties in the game. Simple. He made some big plays last year. He's definitely deserved the money. I think that was the best free agent signing that we made last year, getting Trevon Moehrig. He had games versus Green Bay, games versus Atlanta, games versus the Rams. He had big games where he played his best football, y'all. And that money, he was worth it. Jalen Thompson would be great depth on the chart, and he would be an upgrade from what we have on the roster besides Nick Scott and Damani Richardson, because Trevon Moehrig, his spot is solidified. I think that's what happens. Number 7, left tackle Jack Conklin, Cleveland Browns last year. The reason why I said left tackle because Ike Ekwonu, I think he tore his Achilles or torn his ACL, something with his knee. Jack Conklin, I think last year when I watched him versus Cleveland, he gave the least amount of information that was bad on him. He was still kind of iffy at sometimes, but he's good in pass protection. He's a good depth piece. I think he could be better at run blocking, but I think just having him to incorporate with Austin Corbett and Robert Hunt and Cade Mays and those guys on that offensive line, I think that will solidify everything up front. If we can stay healthy up front on that line to protect Bryce Young, and he has space to throw the football down the field, we could be a top 10 offense in the league. But it all starts in the trenches up front with the big guys, man. The next free agent signing that I have on the list, number 6, goes to Breece Hall. I'm gonna tell you why I think Breece Hall and Chuba Hubbard will go well together, just because it's giving the vibe off of Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. Breece Hall can take a 5-yard and take it to 45 yards. He take a big run and take it like that. D'Angelo Williams, D'Angelo Williams can take a 5-yard run and take that and house that hole. So Breece Hall, I look at him in the same way because the Jets' offensive line was horrible. Don't have a quarterback. I think if he comes to Carolina, he would be number 2 behind Chuba Hubbard, just because I think Chuba Hubbard deserves more of the carries. And lean on your power back. But different situations call for different games. For instance, everybody was like, oh, Rico Dowdle. I don't know why they stopped giving Rico Dowdle the ball. Rico Dowdle helped all season out. He had those big 200-yard games, but also Bryce Young played a part in those games. The defense played a part in those games. But we leaned on Rico Dowdle that rushed for 200 yards in the Miami and the Cowboys game that changed the trajectory of the season for us when we thought we had nothing to be had. Nothing to build off positively. But I think that's the thing. When you have a guy like Chuba Hubbard, that Rams game in the playoffs called for him because it was a power game. The game slowed down. We tried to run the football to slow the game down. The game versus Atlanta, Rico Dowdle was more like a shootout, like a good game. So Rico Dowdle get more of the carries because we need him in the pass situations and stuff like that. But I think Breece Hall will be a definitely immediately upgrade at the running back position. Where we got Jonathan Brooks coming back. We don't know the severity of injury coming off of 2 ACL tears in his first 2 years in his NFL young career. Barely scratched the surface in any games that he played. He played 1 or 2 games. We also got Trevor Etienne, who's out of Georgia. He's a decent running back, but I think he's going to be more of a special teams and make big plays and sometimes in the passing game for us as well. Number 5, man. Bradley Chubb brings tenacity and energy and a quick speed rusher off the edge for Carolina. Bradley Chubb in his time with Denver was amazing. Guess who was his defensive coordinator in Denver? Alvaro. Like, he knows that defense well, and he can pair him next to Derek Brown. Oh my! With Nick Scorlin and Princely, Bradley Chubb. We need another pass rusher because once again the Carolina Panthers are bottom half in the league in sacks. We couldn't get to the quarterback. we played one of our best games against the Rams because we got to the quarterback. DJ Wonnum getting to the quarterback. I think DJ Wonnum deserves to come back to Carolina on a 2-year deal, or if you let him walk, I'll be fine and let the young guys show what they can do. But Bradley Chubb will definitely be an upgrade at the position because we need a speed rusher. We haven't had a speed rusher to get to the quarterback since Brian Burns, since we traded him to New York. Next person I'm going to get to, in the last 3 out of 4 of these going to be linebackers. Number 4, Alex Alzone, linebacker for the Detroit Lions. He's very high energy. He brings a different energy. He reminds me of a younger Christian Roseboom, and he is amazing in the open field tackle. He is 100% one of the best sideline to sideline tackles I've ever seen. He can run down and tackle real quick, and we need somebody to. A lot of problems were wrong with us last year. We couldn't tackle. Like, we couldn't wrap people up and get them down on the ground. So if we can get somebody contained and get some teams in some 3rd and longs because we can make tackles, that gives our corners to go lurk. That gives our pass rushers to go hunt the quarterback and not be the hunted, but be to hunter. Go hunt. But definitely, I think Alex Alzone will be a good fit for Carolina. Number 3, I think Demario Davis will be a very big signing because we don't know the severity of Trevin Wallace's injury coming off that shoulder injury. If we let Christian Roseboom walk, we can go get a Demario Davis, who's a veteran presence, who is one of the best linebackers in the league. Besides him and Bobby Wagner, those two, the veteran linebackers who can still do it at a high level. Demario Davis still, I think, led the Saints in tackles, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a dog. And I think if we get Demario Davis, he'll be definitely an upgrade at the linebacker position. Number 2, I think one of the main priorities that Carolina needs to address in the offseason is a tight end. I love Mitchell Evans. I love Jatavian Sanders. I love Tom B. Tremble. But we need more production at the tight end position. We need a security blanket for Bryce Young. A QB's best friend is the tight end. Brady Gronk. Romo Witten. Cam, Greg Olsen. Like, Aaron Rodgers, Jermichael Finley. Like, it's just that simple. Purdy to Kittle. Mahomes, Kelsey. Jackson, Andrews. Like, those, Kyler Murray and Trey McBride. Like, we need somebody who can be a security blanket for him, for Bryce Young. And if we can get Dallas Goedert to come to Carolina, he'll be very efficient in his approach because Dallas Goedert still got left in the tank. There was a game last year where they played. It was a game last year he played. He had some big games. He even went for over 100 yards. Like, he was a good security blanket for Jalen Hurts. And I think more targets for him in the Carolina Panthers offense, that opened up so much. If your tight end got it going, that helps your receivers on the outside so well. And the number 1 free agent signing I think the Carolina Panthers should definitely go after is Leo Chenal from the Kansas City Chiefs. He deserves it. He's great in run stopping. He's good in defensive coverage when it's time to drop back. And he also can get to the quarterback with the best of them. Leo Chenal, I love his game. His game is underrated. He kind of reminds me of a mini Thomas Davis, where he can just get to the quarterback and he can also tackle in range when he can. And Leo Chenal is definitely one of my favorite signings that I think Carolina should go after. The next thing I'm going to talk about is why do I think Bryce Young is overdue for a breakout year? It's enough with Bryce Young showing flashes. It's enough that, Dave Canales, take the fucking leash off Bryce Young. Like, let him go. Like, we need to have more precise and better timing when it comes to dealing with the quarterback, Bryce Young, because he deserves to have an open mind and an open playbook. Dave Canales doesn't trust Bryce Young, because you can tell in games where some games he'll just, like the game versus Atlanta, He was 9 to 15 for over 100 yards on immediate throws. But then you have a game like versus the Jets where you don't want to open the football up. You don't want to throw it down the field. You want to play conservative. You want to lean on your defense. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're able to take advantage of a coverage or take advantage of putting your quarterback in situations where you know he can do it, well, let's do it. Help him out so he can be able to be that guy. And I think that's the thing. Like, I think Bryce Young is overdue for a breakout year because so many people doubting Bryce Young. Like, I looked on this ESPN on Twitter. And one of their reporters got the Panthers winning 6 games next year, which is, the Panthers are ahead of schedule because I had the Panthers going to the playoffs in 2027. I was looking this year as my initial, before we made the signings at free agent, I was like 5 wins, 6 wins at the most. Looking like, it's pretty good. But when I see what we signed Tremont Morick, or we signed Bobby Brown, we signed Turk Wharton, we signed those guys to help Bryce Young out on his team and help out the defense. Defense balled out this season. It is unfortunate that the offense couldn't meet expectations that I had set for them. I think for Bryce Young, I think that's going to be very important to me for Bryce Young this year, going in the year for be more consistent in your approach. Not in your approach, but be more consistent on the field. Like versus Jacksonville, I feel like we were unprepared. It's like, oh, it's another game. It's the opening. It's the regular season. We got to be better to start the season off. We got to be better. There's no way around it. We got to be better. We have to be better. Honorable mentions for free agent signings for Carolina. I would like for us to re-sign Rico Dowell just because he knows the offense. But I think he's going to end up going elsewhere. Really don't know. But yeah, man, I think that's like, and also Carolina going into this draft process, let's keep building on what we did last year. You drafted at 8. You go get Princely. You go get Nick Scorton. Like, you go get those guys that can impact your team and build for the future. And I think Dan Morgan is doing a hell of a job building this team. And I just cannot wait to see what is in store as the draft process goes. I'm so excited for the Carolina Panthers in 2026. I think we will have a tremendous football year, and I think we will make some noise, man. And it's all about the approach to this team, and I think we will be fine in our approach, and I think we will be great. It's just going to be lean on the shoulders of Bryce Young, and plus it's contract year for Bryce Young. And a lot of people was asking me like, oh, do you think Bryce Young deserves to get signed? $200 million? I don't think so. But I think Bryce Young does deserve a team-friendly deal because he's taken his team to the playoffs. He's done things that he broke Cam Newton franchise record. I think Bryce Young deserves at least 4 years, at least $100 million, 125, 120 to 140 mil. I think he will be destined towards that route. I think that route will be the better route for Bryce Young. I think we should sign him long-term just to have that consistency at the quarterback position. But he got to go out and show it. He got to go show it why he was the number 1 pick, why we took him number 1 over CJ Stroud. Like, got to go show him. It's contract time. But a lot of people say, it's a make it or break it year for Bryce Young. I don't think it's a make it or break it year for Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young has to be more consistent. That's all that is. But yeah, man, that's all I have for today, man. If you're new and interested in subscribing, like the video, comment and see down below. Don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Listen, we're going to have a lot of football content dropping in the next couple of days. Go check out my last video of me returning to YouTube. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Keep pounding. Let's do it.